everybody. I just want to thank, first of all, Mick Napier from the Scottish Palestinian Solidarity Campaign for working year in, year out to build this campaign. And it's important that we have a national demonstration and work together to build an even stronger solidarity with Palestinians and Palestine. Do you remember that time we stood up for Ukraine and the whole world united to give a welcome to Ukrainians? And do you remember this time when the world fell for genocide? They stood up for Ukraine, but they fell for genocide against Palestine. Israel talks about the right to defend itself as if words are not possible and that you can only use guns. Some people say Israel went too far. How much is too far? If a newborn baby breathes, then for Israel, even that is an act of resistance. They have talked about children being human animals, about people having to be erased from Palestine. And if you want to anesthetize yourself to what's going on and not look at the images of dead babies and children, which are your children and my children, just watch the BBC. Keep watching the BBC if you want to anesthetize yourself. That's what that BBC is there for. If you want real news, turn to Al Jazeera. Shame on you, BBC. Shame on you. Sit there and shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. If you want to know what's really going on, watch Al Jazeera. They are covering this massacre, this genocide of millions. And they're covering it 24/7 for you to see, but we don't need to have front row seats to see what's going on there. More than 9,000 people are dead. Almost 4,000 are children and babies. But you know what? It could be 90,000 tomorrow, and it could be 1 million tomorrow or the week after, or it could be 2 million dead. They don't care. They don't care if it's 9 or 9 million. Palestinians have stopped asking for help from the US and the UK. Their only suggestion is a humanitarian pause. A pause between an ongoing, unfolding genocide. All over the world, millions of people are protesting while government tries to shut us down. We are knocking on the doors of closed hearts. We are begging them no more, because this country is led by ghouls. The US is led by ghouls. They have just agreed $14 billion of more weapons for Israel just yesterday. $14 billion of weapons for Israel, which has dropped the equivalent of 2 nuclear bombs now on Gaza. How many more do we need to do? They are poisoning the land, the sea, the air. We have seen the images. And when history is written, brothers and sisters, future generations are going to ask you and me why this country stood complicit and whether we stood silent because this was so complex not to kill a child. They will ask us why we didn't act when we could see with our eyes what was happening. They will ask us why we stood for Ukraine, but we fell for a genocide in Palestine. Then no one has the excuse that we did not know. All struggles for human rights right now in the world converge on Palestine. Nowhere else. That's the killing point. That's the red line. Wherever you go, not just this march, in your workplace, are you going to stay quiet with your families over dinner or in fancy restaurants, or as in the UAE in discos and nightclubs dancing away 2 nights ago while people were burned to the death? Never again is now. And without justice for Palestinians, not you nor me will have peace in our lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Robina.